Hey there, everyone. It's your friends here from the Prime Real Estate team. It is May. Right now, it's May the 4th. So we're a few days behind on our April sales stats report to you guys. Of course, I'm Tony. We got Daniel on the screen here as well, too. We're missing
Hello.
we're missing Megan this month. What's going on? What's going on?
She's getting a little sun.
That's right. Actually, it's funny because one of our clients called today, and he was all worried because she didn't call back right away. She's usually really good at getting back, and he's worried about her.
I'm having to stay on my toes to keep up with all her messages. That's for sure.
That's right. Well, that's the whole point of being a team, right? Is being able to take care of our clients when things are happening, right?
100%.
Yeah, interesting time out there, folks. Oh my goodness. You have probably read in the news or have heard our sales were down 26% in the month of April. What does that mean? Does that mean that the market is going down? Does it mean it's tanking? Is it bad? Is it bad? Well, hey, let me just show you on the screen here. And again, I'll put the link as I normally do with our data from the real estate board here. So sales are down 26%. Our active listings are down 6%, and we're talking from last year as well too, right? Before I switch the page here, I want to show you our average sale price for detached single family home in Greater Victoria was $1,434,000 last month, which is up 24%. So hey, interesting, sales down 26%, but prices remain high. What the heck is going on? Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, no, it's quite up and down right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I want to talk with you about that in a moment because it's a really weird time, right? What I do want to say, folks, and again, I'll send you this information here. What we do is we have a look at the active listings that are on the marketplace relative to the number of sales that happen every month. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth on the screen here. It's probably driving you nuts. We ended up with 824 sales last month, and that was on 1,365 active listings. Now, what does that mean? So sometimes what we do is we have a look at what we call months of inventory. So last month we ended up with 1.6 months of inventory. What that means is if no more listings came to market right now, how long would it take to consume all of them? And we ended up at 1.6. It was 1.3 the month before, 1.3 months. It was 1.3 the year before, so April of last year. And what does that mean to you guys? Well, I'll give you other examples here. I just arbitrarily picked April of 2016, which was a busy market, by the way, guys. If you remember, we had multiple offers back then too. Months of inventory was two months inventory, even back then, right? So when you compare it to that, we are in fact still in a pressure situation here, despite the fact that maybe some pressure is released a little bit. Even more funnily, I went further down the line to 2007. And again, when you compare the active listings, the active listings to the number of sales, we had 3.7 months of inventory. Hey, Daniel, remember those days when it would take 60 days to sell a house?
100%. Yeah. And it seemed like it was normal to see 2,000, 2,500 houses on the market. And what are we at? Half that? Yeah.
Yeah. And here we are, 1,300 properties in the market. So again, media is our friend. Media also tells stories. Sometimes we just kind of translate things a little differently, but I'm giving you the hard numbers here. The reality is the market hasn't softened. And although numbers, we're comparing to last year, which was a busy month. April 2021 was a busy month. By the way, I was looking at the sales and I looked at 2020, right? And I'm like, how come there were only 287 sales in April of 20? Well, something happened in April 2020, right?
COVID.
Yes. So anyways, but it came back quickly afterwards. But anyway, just thought you'd be interested to know that our months of inventory still remains pretty low. Now, Daniel, what have you been seeing out there?
Yeah, well, as mentioned to you there before, it seems really hit or miss these days. So it seems like you go to show one house and you find out that it's selling the next day in multiple offers. Mm-hmm. And then you go to the next one and they're not getting any offers on the date they want to. So it's hard to explain to a client exactly what to expect when they go somewhere, but still really busy at some, and others are dropping off a little bit.
Well, and this is the thing, because it's kind of no rhyme nor reason, right? So things that we assume are going to end up having 5 or 6 offers, either maybe don't or only have 1 or 2. We also have a couple of properties that remain on the market And an example of what I'm thinking about right now, they were on at whatever 127 or something, and it's 2 weeks on the market right now, and they increased their price to 147. Right?
I've seen that a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, what that means is that they had kind of intentionally underpriced with the idea that they get multiples and sell at that 146 or something, and it never happened. So now they're just pricing it to where they want to be. So, very interesting situation here. It really requires some sort of deft, we got to dance around the subject and get all the information we can for the clients. In many respects, it was easier when it was cut and dried, right, Daniel?
No, for sure. Yeah. Although the one benefit, silver lining here is I am getting some clients getting offers accepted with conditions again. Finally.
Yeah. I know. Imagine that, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Subject to whatever, and even the occasional off list price, right? Could you imagine that, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, the other thing that I wanted to bring up as well too is in the news. Many of you may have seen that the provincial government is passing some legislation. I'm going to put it on the screen here for you guys. And of course, this has to do with this whole notion of a cooling off period. It was in CBC News here a couple of days ago. The provincial government passed this bill, although rather strangely, there's no details on it. So we don't know what is included in the bill. We don't know how long the period will be. We don't know, there's a lot of discussion with the finance minister about non-refundable deposits. And of course, that's the hope that it would eliminate frivolous offers, as they call them. There has to be some skin in the game in order for offers to be considered. So it's a very interesting thing to know that a bill is passed in the legislature with it's like a blank. Apparently you open up the manual and there's empty pages there because they're kind of figuring this out as they go along. So will it help things, folks? Well, hey, the government added a whole bunch of stuff a few years ago with foreign buyers, vacancy tax, hasn't helped out with affordability. And of course, finance minister says it's not about affordability. We get that. It's about buyer protection. Yeah. Sellers also need some degree of protection as well too. And I think that's a whole other conversation. Anyways, it feels like we talked a lot today. So thanks for sticking with us. I guess the point that Daniel and I are saying is interesting times, right? Although the demand remains, we still get more people coming into the market every week wanting to move here, and they're not building any more houses. So I think even if things do kind of level off in other places in the marketplace, Toronto is finding themselves adjusting a little bit right now. Victoria always remains pretty insulated. So anyways, there we go, guys. That's the month of April 2022. And I guess, Daniel, we'll see these guys next month with our other friend, Megan.
Awesome. Getting used to it on my second time.
You did great. Anyways, we'll see you next month.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony.